Some of these are guys that Frank Yallop would probably love to have alongside of him in San Jose, but working pretty well in the back. Obviously, starting with Joe Cannon does not hurt, but up front has been a problem. They actually tried to work out a deal to get Roberto Mina, who was persona non grata in Dallas, but couldn't get the job done. Mina's still hanging around Argentina looking for a job, but that means that Frank Yallop's still looking to get a forward to put the ball in the back of the net. Let's take a look at the San Jose Earthquakes in their re-debut in 2008.
The San Jose Earthquakes have a right to stay here for good. The renovated team from Southern California is back, and now they're fighting to be a title contender in Major League Soccer once again. Despite a poor start to the season, the expectations for this year are still the same. The owner of the Earthquakes franchise, Lou Wolf, has not lost any hope yet.
What's amazing to me is that I think in 9 weeks we fielded what I consider to be a very competitive team. So my expectations are for the guys to have fun and to be competitive and work hard. As far as the end of the year, well, I'll have to wait and see.
Lou Wolf set aside the issues going on the field and gave us some of his time to show us the project for his new stadium. The Earthquakes want to keep adding to the rich history by having their own stadium.
Actually, we've had some very good news from the city of San Jose just last week. If you walk in the room behind me, you'll see some of our plans for the new stadium. And we're just farming it right now. All the design is starting, and we have a large meeting on it next Friday in San Francisco. So I would say that we're moving forward.
One of the off-season acquisitions, Ronnie O'Brien, would like to be a major part in the Earthquake season, but he'll need to recover from his injury problems to be ready for the task.
I feel pretty good. You know, I was sort of unlucky last year. It was sort of one injury after another. I'd never hurt my knee before, and last year I had 3 knee injuries. But, you know, I had a couple of surgeries in the off-season to sort of clean out my knee a little bit, and I've seen a doctor in San Jose already. It's now sort of a maintenance thing, you know. Some days I'm going to be sore, but mostly I'm hoping to play most of the games.
Joe Cannon is the most experienced player on the roster. He was part of the old Earthquakes team. Cannon wants to perform well with San Jose and get another shot with the U.S. national team.
Obviously, being one of the older guys on the team, I think I'd like to have a great season individually. Try to get back in the national team fold. Obviously, with guys like Tim Howard and Brad Guzan playing well. You never know, there might be another spot out there for 2010. So that's the first thing individually. But most importantly, I think the team goal is to make the playoffs this year.
Frank Yallop also returns to San Jose. Yallop won both titles in San Jose in 2001 and 2003.
Well, it's a brand new team. I mean, you know, we got no players left from the other team because it went down to Houston. So starting from scratch, you have to make sure that you build a pretty strong framework of a team, and I think that I feel pretty confident that we have. I'll find out along the way the exact positions and the exact players and all that stuff that we want to keep and really build the team around. I feel that we have a strong core. Now we need to just make sure we add the pieces to make it a good team. Management's been great. It's just do what you need to do.
Have Yallop and the Earthquakes officials decided on a designated player for the season?
No. We've spoke to a number of agents on a lot of players. You know, it's got to be the right guy, and it's got to be the right situation, and it's got to be the right thing for the club. We're not just going to go out and use the money and panic with it. Again, I keep using that word, but we want to make sure it's the correct move.
Well, again, we'll talk about what they did in week 2 in just a few moments. But first, the good news. It looks like they're going to they just need one little piece of the puzzle back, but it looks like they're going to get the stadium approved as far as the rezoning goes. And they still drew pretty well this past weekend, so the neighborhood is accepting them.
Absolutely, and Lou Wolf in that piece, he was like a kid on Christmas morning with the blueprints and the schematics for a new stadium, and he's the guy that you want in charge of a stadium deal and thing like that. Just a fantastic person to be a part of soccer and doing great things for San Jose and the area.
I think if they don't build the stadium, you get the San Jose zoning department and blame them because, as you said, it comes down to the zoning department kind of changing that area that he wants to purchase or has purchased from an industrial, commercial area to a residential, then he can use that money to sell. If they don't get a stadium, Earthquake fans could just blame the zoning department because, I mean, this is the best shot they've ever had of getting their own stadium out there.
No, in fact, the one thing is the mayor, who normally doesn't like this because it's happened quite a bit. If you've ever tried to get an apartment or a house in the Bay Area, forget about it. You can probably get a broom closet for the price it costs for a 4-bedroom somewhere in Dallas. But again, you take a look at what they've been doing, and the mayor says, even though he doesn't want to do it normally, he likes this deal, and the stadium will be good for the area. So Lou Wolf definitely has some friends with some political ties. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Plus, take a look at another solid performance from San Jose